Whew.
Uh,
Boom.
there we
Hello.
go.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Brickdown by the Brickdown. And I am Bricksbird, and we've got your boy Vintage over here.
And
Hello?
indeed, absolutely no issues starting the stream off today. So, you know, yeah, I just had a little bit of issues with Streamlabs decided to crash while I was trying to start the stream. So that was
Perfect.
unfortunate. But, we're all fixed now, ready to go, and glad that everybody can make it.
All right, all right. I mean, we have a few things to go over. I mean, there was a lot of big news in the game today, right?
Yeah, and I think we'll get into that when in a little bit. But let's
Gotcha.
just go over what's been going on. What you been up to?
Oh, dude, I've been working hard. Lego every day. Lego every day. I mean, today I shipped out 36 shipments today.
Jeez.
um, you know, what tends to happen is on the weekend, these things, they just pile up and you can't ship out on Sunday. Saturday ship outs stop at about you know 12 or something to that effect. So you
Yeah.
know, Scarlets though, mad
Oh,
Scarlets,
look at all those
for days,
Scarlets, though.
Scarlets for days, and she's a beauty. Actually, I can't figure out how to do this.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It being hard to do that.
I mean, I'm not used to it. I'm not a pro.
Oh yeah.
Not a pro by any means.
That reminds me. We had ourselves a little giveaway going on, didn't we?
We did. We did. So we've got to break the news as to what the deal is on the giveaway.
All
So
right.
we had it on the Discord,
Yeah. So
and the
here, let's
Discord
pull up the Discord. All right.
yeah, let's do it. It had the old A, B, C, D multiple choice.
There we go. Here was our
And
little poll. Yeah.
I don't know if it was entirely, well, you know what? I don't know if anyone's going to be able to just jump on there and do it, but hang on a sec. I froze up on the screen.
Oh. Let me. What is going on? How's everybody doing? Hi, Bricko.
Oh man, you got your Discord up, huh?
Okay, you see it now? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right.
Oh
So
yeah.
here's the moment of truth. Which option is it? We got a 5, 10, 7, 3 split. Well, actually,
Oh boy.
it'd be -1 in every category because the boss.
Right.
So
Because so the idea is we had multiple choice, kind of like what we're all used to.
Yep.
I already have a price in mind, and for everybody that may not be familiar with Bricklink or anything to that effect, I basically have the only new Scarlets, basically in all of Bricklink. For so basically, the idea is basically reading the data as to what the price is, because it's basically, I mean, it's set up like a market. So a market is a market. Um, you can see the used previous sales data, and you can see that there is no new data. So my entire idea was, hey, listen, I'm going to grab this for the community. We're going to figure it out, and I'm going to post it on the Bricklink. They're basically new, never assembled. I'll show you the whole idea here.
I'll give you the big screen so we can see on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean,
all the
they're
little
new,
pieces
never
just
assembled.
in the bag.
100% genuine. I mean, obviously, it took a little bit of work, took a little bit of having some conversations with a couple
No.
guys to piece it all together. And basically, I put it up as a placeholder for the past couple days because I've had them for a couple days. So I put a placeholder price up there. It's going to be lower, but the idea on the whole giveaway was, what price do you believe that it's going to be posted at? Not necessarily what price do you want it at. And whoever wins, is going to, or I'm sorry, whoever picked the right one out of the pool of people, out of that small pool of people, what's going to end up happening is we're going to pick a winner. We're going to pick a winner randomly. So my thought about it is we should probably pick a winner. What time is it right now? It's like 9.
I gotta do
So
something before I forget.
in case if guys haven't picked one or anything to that effect, probably pick a winner later on, maybe.
Yeah, so this is your last call. If you have not entered this, it is in the Brickdown Discord, which is found in the description of this live stream / video. And we'll give you a little bit to pick yours, and we will pick somebody this stream. So also, if you want to get your choice changed, you're like, oh man, I'm seeing a lot of people at one choice, but I'm not seeing a lot in mine. Or maybe, hey, there's not many people in this choice. There's a lot in mine. Maybe it is that one. I don't know. We'll just wait and see what the answer is. We'll probably do that here shortly.
Yeah. I mean, these things haven't been produced in a little while, so I mean, they've got to be a few years old.
Can you check all four? No, if the person who wins is found in more than one category, we're gonna re-roll it. All right. So you can only choose one. Sorry, trying to outsmart the system. I'm on to you.
Stinky trying to get slick over here.
Oh yeah.
Stinky trying to get slick out here.
Yeah. So that is something. While we're on this scene, why don't we talk about something else going on with the Brickdown? So we had some. We're working with a graphics designer, and he's came up with some, mock-up channel art and designs for us, and we figured we'd share them with you guys. Maybe get your guys' opinion on them. So we have this one here, and so this one, the idea behind this one was kind of, the word Brickdown coming out of like an explosion of bricks, I guess, kind of. That's what we were kind of going for.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, I'll say.
I think it looks great. I mean, the thing about it is I have very limited, I won't even say zero, but I have very limited skills in the digital graphics type of thing.
Yeah.
And, Vintage and I, we were talking, and it's just like, it would take us probably 8 days to produce something that it would take someone that knows what they're doing, an hour and a half. So, we basically started, I guess, like a casting call or something to figure out like how we get this thing handled. It's really it.
Yeah. So we do have more than just this option. So this is just one. Because we honestly might even go with more than one. Like we might use this. Like we were just talking, and we'll talk with the designer a little bit more later and get stuff figured out. But we were thinking maybe something like this one will be good for the channel art, but then one of the other two might be good for a logo. So we have two other ones. We got this one, which is kind of like Brickdown on the side of a brick.
I'll tell you what, they're really good freehand sketches.
Yeah, for just, for how quick he did these, just get them together. Like, yeah.
It's really
so
good.
Then we have that one as another one, and then we also have, the Brickdown on a brick once again, but just slightly different. So we have those kind of three choices to work with right now. Things can always change in the future, but those are what we're looking at, and curious to hear what you guys have to think about those. If you like them, if you don't like them,
Call it 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. So let us know which one's your favorite. We'll do them in order that we showed them. So the Brickdown coming out of the explosion of bricks as 1. We'll have the Brickdown on the 1 brick as 2, and then the Brickdown on the 2 bricks as 3.
Oh, go from 3 to 1 real quick, because I think it's the same exact thing. It's the same. So go from 3 to 1. Yeah, you see it. It's the same exact thing.
Oh, the same exact words. Yeah.
Trolled.
Hey, it's all good. It's just a sketch. It's just a sketch, all right?
Yeah, it's fun.
I did not even notice it. That's impressive.
I didn't notice it either until you actually went from 3 to 1 on that last roll, and then I realized that why wouldn't we be able to just put 3 and 1 together? Because that would be pretty.
You know what?
That'd be pretty.
Maybe that's even a secret option. 31 if you want to see that.
Oh man. Yep. But it's really only 2.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're working with right now.
Oh, dude, we have an expert panel here. We've got Bricko calling out 1 for a channel banner and 3 for a logo.
See, I almost like that though. Now that you say that the text is the same, because it's uniform. Gives us something uniform. So it's something we'll talk. We're still in the talks about it. We'll get it fleshed out and figured out. Get some fun color added, but that's just kind of what we got going on right now. Figured let you guys in on that. See what's going on.
And then when it ends up going down, I mean, we'll end up, letting you guys know who this guy is, and if you have needs and things of that nature, because it's really ultimately what this whole thing is. I mean, you knew the guy from your previous life, and it's just networking, and
Yep.
just that's really what it is. It's just a
So
community.
once we're for sure, this is what we're going with and whatnot. We'll definitely let you guys know who he is if you are interested in maybe hitting him up for something. But as for now, he will remain anonymous until we're for sure about what's going on. But
If anyone else has other things that they could add and just like collab too, I mean,
yeah, or if you
we're
have any
open to-
ideas to make these better, like, oh hey, this one's
We're
really
open to
good, but maybe if you added this to it or something like that, But yeah,
open to everything.
or early concepts, but that's kind of what we got going on there.
I like it. It's slick. It's very
For
slick.
sure. I did see a lot of ones in the chat though. People are liking the first one.
Ones for days. Ones
Oh,
for
yeah.
days. Throwing up ones. Nice.
I mean, I personally do like that one probably the most as well, although I do like all of them, But
I like them all. I mean, look, really what it was. I mean, I think we had like a little 10-minute fireside chat and try to figure out, kind of flesh out ideas or whatever. And with just that short amount of time, this guy was able to whip things together. I mean,
Yep.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
It's good stuff for sure. I'm excited to see how they do turn out in the end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So last time we talked, you bricklinked the Lego house.
I did Bricklink the Lego house, and I have my primitive sorting method in this bag all sorted out, the entire...
Oh, man, you got a Lego bag? Where'd that Lego bag come from? Are you hitting up the Lego store too?
No, I'm
What's going
pretty sure this is from you when you sent the mystery box.
Oh,
And inside there's just a bunch of Ziploc bags, and the stuff is sorted out between for like white, since white's the main thing. I sorted it between bricks, tiles, and plates.
Yeah.
And then
right.
the rest of the stuff I just sorted by color. So that's the entire Lego house. I did get all of them. Did have an issue with one of them. I'm not going to mention what store it was because I haven't given them a chance to respond to me. So I just will let that play out. But it's just I was missing one piece, which, I mean, accidents happen. Everybody's human,
Spoiler is you did let me know. I mean, I think we were talking at like 4:00, and that's when everything starts shutting down in the post office or whatnot. Yep. So we came up with a little creative solution. So I'm shipping out some, just so you have it.
Yep. Just in case I do have a plan, so I can have it finished. And we will be building that as a special stream, or I will be building it as a special stream. Bricksbird might stop by during it on Thursday. So Thursday night, we probably a little bit earlier than now. I'll probably do it about 7 or 8. I'm not entirely sure on the time. It just depends on how things are going. But cool. We will do a special stream for that on building that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So that is something to look forward to if you're interested in watching that.
Like I said, I'm not going to be able to hang out, but by all means, I mean, I'll check in or whatnot. I mean, hang on. As we're talking the topic of Thursday, we were talking about moving the stream, right? We were moving the stream from Monday at 9 Eastern to, what was it?
Thursday at 8 or 9. So that's another thing that we're interested to hear from you guys. Do you like the time where it is now? Or would you prefer if we did it something like Thursday night at 8 or 9 still? Just, because Mondays can be an odd day for people. So that's why we're kind of wondering. But if people are liking it how it is now, we'll definitely keep it how it's going now. But we're just trying to think of, what might be easier for people to watch and whatnot. So
I personally prefer Thursday. I mean, I like them both, but I prefer Thursday. I prefer Thursday, and I prefer the 9 o'clock time slot because, we're busy people, man. Life is busy. Life is busy, and 9 o'clock is like, that's my work time.
Yep. So that is something if you guys are interested in maybe it being at a different time, we do have that option. Just let us know. You know, it'll be the majority voice, I guess, that we hear about it on what we decide to do.
Faux show. So your overall experience, right? So last time we talked about the Lego house. What's your overall experience on just overall? I mean, I think it was what, 5 stores? It was 5 stores, right?
Yep. So had 5 stores. I
Never break
definitely
a day in your life.
I definitely got a mix of store variety. You know, I got a couple big stores, I got a couple medium-sized stores, and I had one small store. And you know, so I kind of got a little bit of each kind of like variety. You know, there are different corners of the country, so you know, kind of dealt with all of it. You know, and overall, I would say it went very good. Besides the one little issue, which
Right.
you know, like I said, everybody makes mistakes, accidents happened, and we'll just see how that turns out. And you know, I'll go over in detail about all of this stuff a little bit more on Thursday
Oh,
in the Lego House stream. So
perfect.
don't want to go
Perfect.
into it too much now, but we'll talk about it on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So we got Drummer Boy. Might not want to compete with the arena payout.
Arena payouts at what, 7?
No, we've had. Yeah, you're right. Because no, it's at 8 o'clock. Well, it's at 8 o'clock my time. So that brings up a good thing. So probably 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock slot is probably good.
Yeah, that is true.
Drummer.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if we do start at 8 still, I don't think that's an issue because that's right after arena payout. You know, you finish
Right.
your arena battle, hop on, we're here for some entertainment.
Yo,
I
when
think
are
if we
they
started
going
before,
to?
that might be an issue, but
When are they gonna like have arena payouts? Because bro, there's people. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
I
When
don't
the
know, but
arena.
speaking of arena payout, I kind of do want to give a bit of a little just update on my account since you know, I did spend money on Hank, and at first I was not really, you know, sure about it. But you know, as time's gone on, I actually think I'm definitely more happy with Hank now than I was before. And
Awesome.
I guess I'll kind of show
And
that
bro,
with my arena.
I'd hate to say it, but I told you so. I hate to say it, but I told you so. You know what I mean? Because I was telling you, it's like it doesn't feel good now, but over time, it's
Yeah,
gonna be all
so
right.
we're gonna look at it real quick. You know, I'll show you a little update about my account, how it's going on, and then I say we'll probably get into the deep talk of the stream, the the dreaded event. But we'll
The
get to
deep
that.
zone,
We'll get to that. All right.
depth,
Yeah.
the
So
ugly depths.
as you can see right now, I'm sitting 26th,
26.
and
Yikes!
so this is a lot better than what
Yikes!
I was sitting though.
Yo,
So
no, but I'm saying I remember stream one when you were running that Lego house. You were in the 102s or something. You know
yeah.
what I
So
mean?
basically, yesterday I took the time to push up. I pushed up to 14th in my arena,
Wow.
and
Wow.
that's when I ran out of refreshes. And then I did two this like early this morning, so like 2 a.m. in the morning. I did 2 battles, and I haven't really dropped much. So the team I'm running is we got this team here. We got Lloyd, Scarlet, Cook, Bart, uh, Castaway, and Redbeard.
Wow. And Raft Raiders.
That's a
Yo, have you
raft.
been doing any work on
That's a
dude, I'm
raft
telling
raiders
you,
with no abilities upgraded to it. All right.
yo, you gotta get on that Forbidden Island. I've been telling you.
Yeah,
Forbidden
I'm
Island
farming
is
it. Look at this. Look
absolute.
at this. 27 out of
Okay,
40.
there you
And
there you go.
I'm
It's
not upgrading the
absolute
abilities yet because I'm trying to save for when I get to this ability so I can upgrade this one as high as I can.
nice.
So, because
Wow.
I do have 70 blue mats, but I want to save them for this one, this ability. So
Wow.
that's kind of where I'm sitting with
And
that right now.
can I see the top 10 in your shard? Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
I would love to see how many of the homies are in there.
So you want to
Okay.
see? So the homies hover around I'd say between the 15 to 25 range. That's where the homies are at. All right. But we do have a
Okay.
couple
So we got
up here. So we got
Galactic, we got Giant Castle Creator,
Yep. So we got 4 and 5, then 9 and 10. Then we got 13, 16, 19, 20,
And you're gonna have to go slow when it's
23,
above our head.
26. You know,
Red bar. Okay.
yeah. You know, then
So your
here's
chart
the
two,
group.
right?
Yeah. And
Okay,
like
so
just going through, there is quite a bit of people up here. It's just they tend
spread out.
to spread out quite a bit. Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say, like late at nights when you see a lot of our guys start to group up towards the top.
Okay. Okay.
So
Now
we're kind of late hitters.
again, it's one of these things too where it's like I can only imagine some of these guys are probably sleeping at payout. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough
Yeah.
situation. It's a tough thing to get organized. I mean, our shard is basically 8 out of the top 10 is minifigure empire. So basically 1 through 8 is pretty much minifigure empire, and then past the 10s, I'd have to say there's probably like 4 or 5 kind of outside of the bubble, and it's difficult because the idea is we're gonna end up locking everybody out. We're gonna end up locking everybody out. So whoever's in our shard and hears this, you're either with us or against us. You know what I mean? It's kind of all I gotta say about that.
Yep.
So what else are you working on?
So I backed out too far. Whoops. So I've kind of started to shift a little bit away from focusing on pirates as much. Like right now, I'm finishing up getting Redbeard skills up. That's the last pirate skills that I have to work on. Then I'm done with the pirate skills. I'm farming Naya and Kai right now.
Okay.
And then I'm gearing up. I'm gearing up my city.
Yeah. Okay.
For that ability mat event.
Yep. Yep. Good.
And then,
I mean, you're on the right track.
Almost got Bart to 6 star. Because I'm still farming Bart, and then probably once I get Bart.
Bart's getting close.
Yep. I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm gonna switch back to Zane when I get Bart to 6 star. If I'm gonna take Bart to 7 star, because regardless, I think Bart is good.
Bart's looking good.
Lloyd's halfway to 6
your
stars.
pirate squad in general. Hang on, throw up the pirate filter. Your pirate squad is looking pretty tight. Yep. Wow, 41 out of 65 on lay. Wow, that's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, and I actually did not spend my event currency on the shop.
I didn't either.
On her tiles. I was buying the what's it called? The green mats. That's what I've been buying.
Ability mats. Yeah. I'm gonna actually take a look right now. I think you're doing better. So guild.
I haven't bought any of these. I've only been buying the tier 3 mats.
Oh, so you have been buying the mats. Okay.
Yeah, only the tier 3 ones.
I mean, I haven't spent any currency. I'm at 3,357 currency.
Yeah.
And my tiles, I'm actually at 46. So I thought I was actually doing a lot worse. I was doing a lot worse, but yeah, I'm at like 46. One day I'll be able to screen share this stuff. One day. Just haven't
hopefully we can get there soon.
Yeah, one day.
Yep.
I'm gimping around. I'm gimping along here. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good stuff.
But yeah. So that's kind of what I've been working on. What kind of things have you been working on?
Hang on, let me pull it back up again. I'll take a look. So, same thing. I'm in the same boat. Kai, I was really late to the party. Really late to the party on Kai because I was focused on Castle early on, back in the Castle meta days.
Yeah.
And so I'm behind on Kai, and I'm working space. I'm getting a little sneaky there, but yeah, I'm working Locust just because I need a tank. The challenges is what's killing me. It's keeping me back. It's holding me back from a 5-star Magisto. I'm actually one tile away from a 5-star Magisto, and it's the challenges or maxing out minifigures or maxing out sets. So I don't know which one's going to come first. but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the challenges. The challenges are really, really difficult.
All right.
But I'm at.
I see some people asking about the Lloyd as the 5th. I'm sorry I didn't notice it earlier, but I'll do it while you're talking. I'm going to do a arena battle with my Lloyd just so you can kind of see what it's about. It's
Let's
better.
see.
It's better against the pirates. I will say that, but I don't want to attack a pirates because I don't see any. So
Yeah, it looks like
I'm
your
gonna have
shard
to
looks
do
a
castle.
lot like your shard looks a lot like mine, where it's like in the 20s. There's kind of a lot of weird mishmash stuff. It appears that there just isn't a lot of focus.
Yeah. And I will say
So
there is a chance I will lose this. I have beat this team before, this exact team.
mhm.
But like sometimes I still like just do things dumb and make mistakes because of it. So that is just something to keep in
so
mind.
so tell me your strategy right now. You're trying to take down Magisto or a Go-Go, right?
So the goal is to get Gogo below half health so he'll taunt.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
because that'll make him have the taunt the longest. Then I can just get rid of him super early.
Okay.
I wish that this is one thing that does annoy me though. These buffs, they get in the way. So like
Yeah.
I don't know if I wanted to clear the taunt there or not, or clear the buffs. I mean.
You know what I dislike is you can't see the pep meter. You can't see the turn meter on
You can't really see anything. Like that's one
um
thing that does kind of
yeah,
suck.
it's kind of gross. I don't know why, because obviously there's a lot
Yeah,
of
so I
strategy.
definitely lost this one, but like another thing is like if I'm trying to click on Hank for Bart's heal and Scarlet's alive, good luck trying to click Hank.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm saying. Like it's just sometimes does not work.
Oh, what happened? You just backed out? Or
Yeah,
you're
they killed my Scarlet. I just forgot to heal her. So,
um
but yeah, like
yeah,
it's kind of 50-50 on those bad. Like I'm much more confident against pirate teams than castle teams still.
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I do like Hank for the castle team match because if I can get their Magisto open with a decent amount of debuffs, Hank can hit really hard and take down. Because like I've hit Magisto for like 7k before, or like a 3k and a 3k with him using his bonus attack on the second ability. Like
Mm.
you can hit pretty good,
Yeah.
which can definitely wear him down pretty fast.
Um
Yeah.
I think back to the question is I'm really behind on Ninjago, and I am catching up on City.
Yeah.
There's just so much diversity in City, um, and I think there's going to be a lot of options in the future there. And then I think as things progress, like you see, there's more City characters than anything else. Even with like Pirates, with all the ads and all the additions, City still has a lot of diversity. I
Yeah.
mean, right? It's pretty
See,
much neck and neck there.
Pirates has more people, but Pirates is really divided because of its sub faction. You have the Imperials versus the Buccaneers,
Yeah.
and then why you did mention Ninjago, I do want to bring up something that they did say on their the official Facebook today.
There you go.
They did announce DigiJ. Oh, I'm
Did
showing the
DJ
wrong
looking good too.
showing the wrong thing. There we go. They did announce
You know,
DigiJ here.
I'm real happy about that guitar. you
Yeah.
know, I'm super happy about that guitar. That guitar, this DigiJ, this representation of DigiJ is that it's that set they have out now. It's like that blue $10. It's like an arcade pod
Yeah.
with the whole new Jago wave. I mean, and
Yep,
that
and
that blue guitar is.
you can get this little dude in there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
The guitars, I actually have a bunch of them, but they're still in sealed sets. in the Ninjago City sets.
Yeah,
There's
I'll
actually
say
3 of them.
because the weapon is actually from Avatar J, not Digi J though.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so there is a little bit of stuff that has been set out. You know, he is a support character, so we do know that. And
Okay,
there is
that's
other information. We're just not allowed to share it right now due to it being data mined info, and so he likes to keep his little lockdown on that stuff. But yeah,
yeah. So
so
you know what's cool is his
so
first attack is actually that the
yep,
graphic for that first attack is actually that thing that I gave you on that minifigure.
yep, the
Which,
little controller with chain.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
What's the second one? I can barely see it. I didn't. Forgive me. I didn't look at any of this stuff. I was super busy today. Um, but what in the world is that?
Let's see how well I
Looks
can
like a
zoom this.
box. Oh, it's like some video box. Up, 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 up. Oh, so that support is gonna buff. That's gonna be serious buff, and that guitar is gonna be serious buff, and that passive. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
somebody in chat
can't
just
stop.
mentioned something about this announcement that I kind of agree with. Uh, well, I guess I don't agree with it actually. I misread it. But they said they liked how they stopped dropping these in the Discord. I would much rather have them drop this announcement in the Discord than on Facebook or something because I don't use Facebook. Is there?
Yeah,
That's not what I meant to.
you know, it's interesting. It's interesting because I think with this character specifically, it's marketable to a broader audience that might not even possibly play this game today.
Exactly.
So I think that's the play there.
Yeah, and then one
And
other thing about this is that when they did market him, they marketed him with Woo. So they had Woo as a vote thing, and it was basically vote on which one you like more, or something like that.
right. And the Discord's been a little hairy for these guys lately for
Yeah.
obvious reasons.
So
So
there's Woo and Jay both. Both of them have great artwork. I really like Woo's
yeah,
artwork.
it looks incredible.
Fun thing, I started watching the Lego Ninjago show today, and um, Woo sounds exactly like I would have expected him to.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. That's super funny.
Yeah. So what role do
Yeah, I
you
mean,
think this character will be? I think both of these guys are support characters. Yeah. I don't remember what Wu is. I'm pretty sure Wu's support.
he's
Yep.
he's a serious individual. That
Yeah.
guy
So they're both support.
who is a serious individual. I mean, God, they've been talking about it for however long. On
Yeah.
you're gonna need this
Wu has
massive
definitely been teased for a long time.
teased hard.
And then another thing that got teased that a lot of people who are very familiar with Lego are gonna like is you got Johnny Thunder.
Johnny Thunder from Adventurers.
Yep.
And that set back there, that's like an iconic set. You know, they have this the fairground type of it was under like the creator expert line, and they have like a new house. I think I showed you that house. It's a haunted house
Yeah.
with like a
Yep.
drop elevator, and it has a lot of this adventurers tied to it as well. So the storyline is there was this bad guy, and he was running around snatching up artifacts off of all of these sets during the adventurers line, and it's basically his house. I can't remember, Baron von Baron or something like that. I don't know. You know, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
familiar with it, but the house is incredible. I think it's actually dropping in a couple days. I think May 20th or May 22.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on right here in the Lego world.
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny Thunder is a big deal. How gangster is that hat with the side tip, with the side fold?
For sure.
That thing is sweet, and he's got a super sweet mustache. It's all about the super sweet mustache.
Oh yeah, the mustache makes him the character that he is, you know.
I like it.
Without the
I like it.
mustache, he would not be a hero. That's all I'm saying. The mustache
Yeah.
does it.
Um, cool.
But yeah,
Yeah. Support.
so there was those three things posted on the Facebook and I believe Instagram as well. But none of it did get posted on Discord, which I was very surprised about, considering
Quiet.
right
Keep
after.
trying.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Considering right after the event came out and people were you know talking about it, it was teased that there was going to be later today an announcement, and the announcement just never came until you looked on Facebook. Then you saw,
Right.
oh hey, here's the announcement. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that was something that was very interesting for sure. I
It was
really, I
done
really
perfectly.
do hope that they do start posting announcements like this on Discord because they should. That's where the player base is, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're doing what they're doing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think from a marketing media standpoint, I think for this kind of marketing, I think it's good to drive it out to a wider Lego audience. So I think it's actually, my thought is it's probably reaching a lot of people that have never even heard of this game,
Yeah.
quite possibly. You know, yeah. Um, so there's a question in the chat saying, wasn't Johnny Thunder confirmed through the Q&A?
Oh, well, I just answered it. I wasn't going to answer that on the stream, but
Think
yeah, so he did get teased in the Q&A, but he never got confirmed. Because a lot of people asking about Johnny Thunder, they're like, they're just being very like avoiding the question, saying like, oh, possibly soon or something like that. You know, like they didn't actually say, hey, he is coming out until a couple days ago. They posted that saying, okay, he is the guide to Brickspedition.
Guide to Brickspedition. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he will be your guide through Brickspedition, which should be coming out soon. Which be excited for. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a couple other things that went on this week in regards to stuff that they said. Let me just find it real quick because I did want to quick mention that. It's just something I forgot about until now.
Yeah, so to answer the question that just popped up on why to Facebook and not Discord, I mean, I'm only speculating. There's just a lot of heat on Discord right now. Let it calm down a little bit. A lot of people. There's a lot of salt. There's a lot of salt regarding the event currently.
Okay, I seem to have lost the thing I was looking for.
Baron Von Evil, dude. Shout out to Baron Von Evil, dude.
What is it this? Opening something, I'm not sure what it is.
What are you looking for?
Okay, no, that's not it. I was looking for a document that was made about stuff that they announced this week. I can't find the stuff
Oh, okay.
exactly, but like some of the things that I do remember on there was they did announce that in the next update we will have characters farmable, new characters farmable. So people are
Oh, yeah,
expecting
yeah,
that to be Spooky Girl and Zombie.
yeah. That was Seiko.
Yep. Yeah, he posted
Seiko's
it, and
always
I was
no,
looking for it, but I can't find it.
yeah, Seiko's always putting out some really good information.
Yeah, he's a
Super good
great job
information.
at doing the information. That's for sure.
Yeah, so his speculation is Zombie and Spooky Girl that will be farmable
Yeah,
in
which
this
if
next
you do
update.
ask me, that does make a lot of sense. So
Right.
yeah, but you know, since we're bouncing around the topic, I think we just need to address it. This event, the tyranny of justice.
Okay.
So a lot of heat from the community about this being a very bad event. So
Oh yeah.
Just what's your opinions on it? You know, how are you seeing it?
Look, I mean, obviously when the event loaded, I wanted to jump on. The game was crashing. The game was crashing right at the time of the event.
Yeah, so
Um,
I was on the event. I was on the game when it went live. I got
okay.
into the event literally the second it went live, and it bugged out and let me do the first three missions completely free without costing energy. So I was able to do all three of this one, all three of this one, and all three of this one completely free without spending a single energy.
Whoa. So that's why it was crashing on us when we were trying to get in
I have no
because
idea, but it let me do it, and I wasn't stopping. All right.
right. So that's
so,
why that must be why. So that's news. I had no
so
idea.
they definitely did have issues with the event launch.
Hmm.
But not only that, there are people that are very upset about the packs that are in the
Oh yeah.
shop. I guess I can't see them on this version, but there still is that uh, you can buy it 5 times 2,500 energy pack,
Yeah.
and they're like, where am I supposed to use that energy?
Yeah.
Because they didn't give you a node to actively use that energy. You can't really
Right.
farm sextants, which is the currency,
Right.
for the shop. It's just something you can't do.
It's kind of like a double dip, right? I'm actually frozen on the I'm frozen on that thing, on the other thing. But it's like a double dip. So you pay cash money, you grab up all that energy. Now you're locked up because your energy's not flowing up to 100. Now you're locked up and you have to figure out how am I going to utilize this energy. And then you realize like, hey, I'm locked up and I have to refresh on these nodes.
Yep.
So I haven't really done the math, but I mean, think about it. You're basically getting double dipped. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
anybody.
we can put this into perspective a little bit because I think it's a good thing to talk about. So to do the second event, you need to have lay unlocked. So
Yes.
that being said, day one, I do know some people who did go through and they did spend money to get lay unlocked. And basically, with the $20 pack to get your 2,500 energy, as well as about $30 worth of gems, but I'd say closer to 25 actually. But with along with that, you were able to get her to unlock. So basically, $50 almost for a 3-star if you get it on the first day,
Right.
which will unlock you the second tier, which the second tier doesn't show up until you beat the first one completely. And then as soon as you unlock the second tier, the governor did show up in the shop as well, which a lot of people were confused about at first, which was a bit odd. So, like, he will show up here in the event shop, and then also his bag popped up after you got to that one.
Now remind me. I mean, there's a player that has both of these maxed out, right? Yes.
Yes,
Right.
so there is already somebody who does have both of them 7-star, and
So that goes to prove that it is possible. But basically, what I'm getting at is you're locked in at if you get the pack or whatever, $20,
yeah, and
you can do
something
it
I
five.
will say, the person who did get them both 7-star did say that the event is not worth it, that it was a bad event. So,
Yeah.
based on the opinion of somebody who doesn't mind spending, obviously, said that the event was not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough situation for the. That's a tough situation. I mean, I just don't believe it was thought out properly. I think you know, listen, you and I, we've talked about this many times. I think that the community has a very strong effect on the outcome of this game.
Yeah,
And, with this game being so early and with all of the very intelligent people that create content for this game, um, and there's just so many viewpoints, but all the viewpoints point to this is some form of a test. Test.
yeah, and so let's get into that because I think that this event was more good than bad. Like the event itself might have been structured pretty bad, but I think that as a whole, this event was a very good thing. You know, it showed us a lot of good things
I agree.
about, the game and what's going on,
Right.
So first of all, the biggest thing is right as this event launched, people were definitely upset with it. So you saw a lot of people putting hate in the Discord regarding the event, but it was very good that you had those devs on there responding to those messages and looking at those messages to show that, hey, they do care what the community's opinion is on this game. Yeah, the
Right.
community doesn't like this event. All right, I don't know if it was on purpose or an accident, but they gave us double drops or double events the next day. They gave us the peg leg treasure and also what was the second event? I think they gave the city event, the missing treasure or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they ended up giving us the
I mean,
double
I think that
events.
was just I think that was just like a hey, listen, we hear you guys. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
today you're back to one, and going back to again. I mean, I think the major thing out of this that it just basically makes me realize that all of my assumptions were correct. That the community has a very very strong effect on the outcome of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, and as long as that is there, things should continue to move in the right direction. And that's really how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I will say I think this event is actually set up pretty well for the first half. So the Lee event, I really liked the setup where you just have just these nodes to do. Although I do, however, wish there was that one node for if they're going to sell us that $20 pack for 2,500 energy, we should have some place to
Right.
use that. So I wish
Right.
that was there. However, that
I mean, look,
aside,
buy that
this is set
bro.
up amazing.
Bro, you
Like,
buy that pack for $20, and then you're locked up. Your energy is not ticking, and you have to come up with a way to just blast that stuff out of there. And the only way to blast that energy back to under 100 would be getting double dipped and getting bled for gems. I mean, that
yep,
is a rough situation.
yep,
Rough.
exactly. But I'm saying like, as that aside, that pack aside, the event itself is really good because uh,
Yeah.
you get barely not enough energy to do all the nodes, which I think that's not a bad thing, because like
Right.
you can't do
Ask for
one
it.
we can't do one node if you get all of your energy
Right.
throughout the day and don't let it stack up. You can't do one attempt on one node. So that's perfectly
Right.
fine. The highest node actually has good drops. Like I've saw a lot of people get 5
I beg
shards.
to I beg to differ, dude. I've been hitting air balls on that 30. I've been hitting air balls, but
Well,
at
they
the
can't give
same
you a drop every
I
time
think
is the
the
thing,
average
and
is out.
that
I think
sucks.
it is
But
averaging out.
the fact that they do have that 5 node drop on there, I think makes like the balancing across really good. Now, I don't know exactly if it is like 1 on this one, then you can get 2 on this one, 3 on this one, 4 on this one, and 5 on this one, or how that is.
Who
But
knows?
the fact that they actually do have that 5 drop
Right.
is, that's pretty good. Like I
Yeah.
think these nodes are good.
Right.
However, when you get to the governor side, the only reason they're not good is because of the requirement to have the first half.
Yeah.
So I think as long as they're not doing 2 characters at the same time, there's no issue with how this event is set up, besides maybe not having that place to spend extra energy for the shop.
Right. Right.
That being said, I also think the shop was very lacking on this one. So if you look here, there's only 2 characters you can get, whereas in previous events, such as Yeti, there was other chill characters that you could get. So you could get Aurora, you could get Captain Cold, you could get Zane. Like it gave you options if you didn't want to necessarily focus on these characters. And a lot of people were hoping for Valiant, which would have been great, and I would have loved Valiant to be in this store.
Yeah.
And I think he would have
Valiant,
fit
Leclerc.
perfect.
Yeah, that would have been good.
However, they were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're only going to put them in the bag. Which I
That's
think
hard times too.
I will say I think the bags were overpriced. I do think the Yeti event had the correct price on the bags.
Actually, go back to that bag you were looking at. You know what's interesting here is there's Buccaneers in here, man. If this is an Imperial event,
Yeah, I do. I
so
didn't notice that at first, but I do see that.
I
Yes.
also believe that even for the future, like, okay, obviously they're just going full blown pirates. I think that if they changed the rates and improved the rates and had less of a spread, but I don't know how that works in the whole metrics of like ratios and whatnot. But if there were less, if it was just Imperials, um, and they, corrected the percentages and even possibly upped, because even just going back to what you were saying, like you don't think that's priced correctly, it probably isn't. But if it's an Imperial event, I think they should have towed the line and kept it Imperial. That's just my thought.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think overall the event is not bad if you're looking at only Lee. Like only Lee in this event, it's a good event, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Sure, it sucks that there's no place to use your energy, but if you're not spending energy on refreshes anyways, you don't need it, you
Yeah,
know. Whereas,
yeah,
them selling the pack makes it very deceiving and not good.
hmm,
But overall, as a single-handed half of the event, the Lee event is good. That's just
yeah.
my honest opinion. I think the event is really good. I think the store is lacking, the bag is lacking, and if they weren't going to put a completely free farmable node, they shouldn't have sold the pack for the energy.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. The whole thing is interesting, and the more that we kind of sit here and hash it out and talk it out, I mean, this is the first that I know of. Obviously I'm global launch, but this is the first that I have known of where basically it's two characters, and it's basically requirement for the second character, um, a certain level on the first one. So I mean that in itself is an interesting concept. It's just the whole
Yeah, because
everything else everyone's talking
just
about.
going
So
off about the event a little bit more is with them making it 2-1, Bricko was talking about how if this comes around, it's going to take a year and a half to 2 years if it keeps coming around fairly often for
right,
you to get both of these characters 7-star. Right? And that's
right.
just way too long. By the time 2 years comes around, these characters are probably going to be useless.
Obsolete. Yeah. I mean, look, you have things get obsolete pretty quickly, and especially if I've heard it in the past where there was some sort of a schedule to pump out XYZ amount of new characters under an XYZ amount of time.
Hmm.
And quite honestly, look, I mean, with Bricko talking, just kind of the sheer numbers on if you were a free to play uh, player, and it is going to take that longevity of time. I mean, these guys would be obsolete by the time you get them. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like when we started, and this brings up an interesting topic: is global launch. All the content out there showed, all right, castle, 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 spin to win, spin to win, spin to win. Go go is absolutely bananas. And then the moment that it started hitting on pirates, those guys are obsolete, man. Like obsolete.
Exactly.
I mean, they're still usable in the PVE environment, obviously, and necessary. Um, quite possibly even overpowered for certain things, but definitely not the challenges. Um, but I mean, we saw quickly how just a couple little switches of the dial changed the game entirely. So if it is going to take a year and a half for these characters, I mean, good luck. I mean, I would be willing to bet there are probably players that play this game daily that might not even possibly go into this event.
Yeah, and
That's just
I will say, if you just do the free energy and stuff that you normally get through logging in and whatnot, you're getting her maybe 4 stars if you get, good drop rates and you're using all the sextants you get on her. But
yeah,
like that's not bad. Like this is what I'm saying. The Lee event is not bad. It's adding the governor
right,
to it that makes it bad. Because
yeah,
free to play unlocking a character at 3 or 4 stars over what is it, 10 days for the event, I think. That's good. Like I think that is very well balanced. And then if people are
Right.
going to pay, they're obviously going to pay and, spend more to get it up higher. But having that
Right.
second event on it just is kind of like just a kick in the gut, saying, yeah, you can get this character done if you pay, but hey, now you have this character that you're not going to get done. So what's the point of
Right.
doing this one?
The other thing about it is, look, one of the positives, one of the very, very strong positives that comes out of this is, again, I can't even refer to it enough. Like the community has a very strong effect on the outcome of this game. It's extremely strong.
Yeah.
So at least for something like this to happen, and the whatevers and all of the negative feelings toward it, at least this might possibly, or this sort of thing might possibly be avoided in the future.
Yeah, and I think that they
Or
do have a good chance of, just small little
feeling.
balances to make
Right.
this event good, you know?
Right.
Because there's really not much that they did wrong besides combining two events into one. That's just what happened.
Right. So let me ask you this: you are a Patreon supporter of D's, right?
Correct.
Now, since you're looking behind the curtain there and have all of those perks, you're seeing a lot of information there, right? And it's
Yeah,
just
so
keep
I know
pumping.
I know every single character that you see, what level they are, what gear they are, what star they are on these missions that you face them, like
Okay.
I can see
Well,
all of that stuff. Like,
well,
and why I will say the Lee event to get the final node done was pretty easy. Like, but that's again with the combining two events into one.
mm,
Whereas, like if the last Lee node was like maybe the difficulty of this node or something like that, one of these later nodes, that would make
yep.
it balanced better. But with them combining two into one, it really throws off it a little bit. But like the difficulty aside, I think the layout of Lee is good, but with two into one, like I said, I just don't like it.
So it's a very valuable resource. Is
Yeah.
kind of what I'm getting to. Is shout out to D's, shout out to his work and all
Yep.
of his fine work, and
And for those of you who don't know who Deez is, he is the owner of llhu.gg, which is it's basically a website that compiles a lot of data from the game. So you have on there all the gear in the game, you have all the characters on the game with their stats as they star up and whatnot, that kind of stuff. And then, you know, he also has
there's a
a
lot.
player lookup in there. He has a guild lookup, stuff like that.
There's a lot of benefits, and again, this is really we're in the baby stages here. Everybody knows this. We talk about it all the time. We're in the baby stages here, and with anything that's good and anything that has longevity, there will always be hiccups. There's nothing ever that's going to be perfect. But the defining factor in any of all of this is how you control your mistakes. So think about it. It's like everybody makes mistakes, right? Everybody makes mistakes.
Hmm.
Everybody has, good intentions and, slips and hits a speed bump. But the defining factor on how it stands the test of time is how these things are corrected. Because this is not the only game, you know? So
Yeah,
again, I
and
cannot say it enough. The community has a very, very strong effect on the outcome of this game.
yeah,
100%.
and this event, I think it proves more than anything that this is them testing the water. They're trying to see what they can and can't do. And with how bad the community reacted to this, they noticed that. They're like, they've already said that next time this event comes around, it will be different.
Right.
They have said that. So they are listening. It's just, they can't change this, in a snap and make it something that everybody was expecting it to be. It's too late to do that kind of thing. So it's next time comes around, you'll see that kind of change, and we'll see what
And I'm
they kind
curious.
of take from the impact of this on the next one, which will most likely be Jay.
I'm curious to see how this all pans out and all works out. It's very
And
interesting. The entire thing is very interesting. That's why. I'm into
Yeah,
it.
me as well. Me as well.
What else we got?
So there was just one last thing that I figured would be nice to go over. So
Okay.
last week we did go over how to bricklink a set, for example. But I just wanted to take a quick moment to go through and show people all the characters in the game, and maybe if you wanted to get your favorite character in real life, how to go about doing that.
Let's do it.
So figured that would probably be a fun thing to do. Let's see here. All right, so
There's a lot of good comments right here. 2 years, Poppy will be stronger. Yeah, I mean, Poppy will probably be.
yeah, and sorry for not responding to comments during that time. It's just we're trying to focus in on that event and get all this stuff done. So, but
Oh, you know
we do
what?
see the comments.
Shout out to Drummer Boy because I saw this. I saw this one time on the Discord. I don't know if it was him that brought it up or somebody, but it was brought up where it is pretty sad that you open up the event and it opens on Governor Tierney. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. That is hard times. That is hard times.
Oh.
Just put it in my face, you know?
Oh my goodness. All right, one second. I'm just trying to move.
Hey, shout out to that guy, WAF. He's the new community manager. Seems like a really nice guy. He was very active on that day when all that stuff was loading out.
All right, move that out of the way real quick, and then so you guys can see this.
Good.
Yeah, but WAF did an amazing job of kind of diffusing the situation and showing people that they were listening.
There was, however, something where he said he was going to announce something and it never happened.
Yep.
And then
that was the Johnny Thunder thing. So.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. All right, but cool. Anyways, so here what I have compiled is a list of every single minifigure in the game, and finding the minifigures specifically can be a challenge, which is why I went through and did this, because there are multiple admirals, for example, stuff like that. So it's making sure you have the exact one as the game, which is what I went through and did. So this sheet, or the XML file for this, is in our Discord, the Brickdown Discord, which once again is in the what's it called? The
description.
Description, yep. And in here we have all the stuff, and I have went through and added the name of every single character next to it. So, because like I said, some of these are not their actual names. So, like here, for example, Headley, he's actually called, his official title is Crusader Axe, then it's black legs with red hips, and then dark gray neck protector. Which, how would you find that, unless you knew what Headley he was?
Shout out to Headley, though. He was awesome for me on the come up when I was a little baby.
Yep.
Headley was the man with his little taunt.
Yeah, but then you can go through this list, and I have everything listed out. If characters are more than one piece, I do have that listed. For example, this is Deborah and Gorwell, and then here's the helmet for it, because it's a different helmet, but I have it listed like that. And, all of them are in here. And say you do want to get Hiker, for example, you can just click on the number that's just associated with that, and it will pull up the entry on the website for that. Just one thing to keep in mind, though, is some of these are, for example, this one is, since he is a collectible one from the Collector series, it has him listed as the minifigure only, but if you want to find his actual character, you can look him up in the set that he's in. And then
I'll tell you what,
if you go to it that way, this will have him come with all of his accessories and stuff. So you see how he has the map, the compass, and now he has a stand as well.
Yeah, there's a breakdown where it's basically minifigure only entry, and then there's the set where the collectible. I'll show you in a second. Set up like a set, like for example, these DC minifigures right here. Inside is one of the, they're called blind bags or whatever it is, collectible minifigure series. Inside this is basically a minifigure, which probably consists of a head, a torso, a body, maybe a hairpiece. And then there's extra things. So there's like that stand.
Yep.
And then on top of that is maybe the accessories. So the set in itself it's a totally separate entry. And as we're actually going through this, if anyone has any interest, because I like, it's not hard for me to screen share something like this, right? I can't screen share the game because I can't figure out how to play the game on the computer. I'm just not that slick. But it's not really difficult for me to screen share, I guess, like browsing the web or something, right?
I think it'll remove your camera if you're trying to find something specific.
Okay, I'd like to figure it out because quite possibly in the future, I could do a Q&A breakdown, Bricklink breakdown, and I think that might be interesting for anyone that's interested. Just like a Q&A, just do like a live Q&A session, and just kind of do a rundown on, because there's a lot of little tips and tricks for guys that don't necessarily know how to maneuver and find things, and there's a lot of pitfalls if you don't really know what you're doing.
Yep.
Especially like with all this information. I mean, it's easy to be like, all right, buy all on this thing, and then you're in a jam. You're pulling from 12 different countries.
Yeah, so there is all this stuff listed out, and like I said, it is on the Discord if you're interested. And then you can just click on the numbers associated with each of the characters if you want to go see that character specifically. And if you do have this list downloaded and say, oh, hey, I got my Kai, you can update it so you have one and save it, and it will adjust in your total owned percentage what you have. Like, for example, I have Highwayman. So I have him marked as I have one, because I have him right here. My little Highwayman.
He's a beauty. He's actually trending. For some reason, somehow, some way, he is actually trending on the Bricklink front page. I don't know if you've ever noticed the trending. Yeah, go to Bricklink, to the homepage. Is it loading? Okay. Now, if you scroll down, oh no, actually, yeah, right there, trending items. And if you see how there's a little scrolly thing to the right near your cursor, yeah, right there. Next page, next page, next page, next page. Boom, Highwayman. But again, and that goes back to what we were talking about before. That is the minifigure only entry. So you're only getting, actually, go ahead and click on that for me. So with this entry, what we were kind of referring to is, do me a favor and click the inventory, the third tab, the minifigure inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, right there. So right here, this is the inventory for what you would be buying. And the majority, I would say the majority of all Bricklink sellers that are doing inventory, I mean, it's an inventory process. So if this is listed in their inventory as the minifigure only entry, this is what you're going to expect. So if you ever have any questions, just kind of, I guess.
So to put it into perspective, basically you're getting what I have here, but he wouldn't have the guns and he wouldn't have the stand.
Right. And then again, in comparison, if you scroll up to the set right there, appears in one set, upper right. What do we do here? Okay. This is the complete set. You can see here, it's inventoried with that minifigure. So within there, that's going to have that entire, and then it has two of those
yeah.
guns.
So it has the individual minifigure once again, then it has the guns in the stand.
Right.
Yeah. Because
so that's kind of
it basically, if you get it new, it's very likely to come in this bag, which has all that stuff in it.
And this is an example of like the DC ones.
Yeah.
This is actually a really nice wave. This had that new part of it. basically you can make your minifigures look like they're running or flying. It's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
it depends on the character though. As mentioned, these are from the collectible minifigure series. Whereas
Right.
if you're so here, we'll go look at a character who's not. So we'll look at Scarlet for example, because Scarlet is right after this. We'll go ahead and reveal that kind of stuff. We'll see who wins that. So last chance, real quick
Oh yeah,
on the
we're
Discord.
getting there.
I almost
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh man, we're gonna spill the beans. I almost forgot to. I almost forgot.
I almost forgot.
It's been a long day, my friend. It's been a long day.
I would have forgot if I didn't think about doing somebody else. So, all right, here's Scarlet. So if you go to Scarlet, it is a little bit different because as you see, she appears in one set
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
put in your vote now. Put in your vote now. So let's do this, for example. Go to the price guide. This is what I always use. Middle tab, price guide. And you can see it's set up like the stock market. And now there's two major columns. The major columns are on the left where it says last 6 months sales data. So that's basically everything that's sold on Bricklink for that specific item for the previous 6 months. And it's a rolling 6 months.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the right column, it says current items for sale. So if you think about like reading a chart or stock markets, this is the way that I kind of think about it. You can see that there's absolutely no sales data for new for the past 6 months. You can see that there is a lot of sales data for used in the past 6 months. I'm actually 100% certain that it's people that have played this game that have bought up, because I've seen, there were actually more offerings under used that have just been getting bought up. You can see how there's a little bit of a read on this page. And this is kind of a pro tip. The read is that on the left, there's a lot of sales going on than there is availability on the right, right? So then when you look, can you zoom that in a little bit? Is that possible or no? The numbers, because the numbers I can't see it. I can't see anything. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right, perfect. So you can see here on the two major columns, last 6 months, current items for sale. So what it does is it'll average it. And do me a favor, because this is also something that I always do. Above where you're at right now, can you click group by currency? I'm in the United States. So you can see that data didn't really change much. But what it does is it takes away all of the foreign things. Because listen, if you buy something from France, it's going to cost you $18 to ship it. If you buy something from Canada, it's going to cost you $12 to ship it. Mm-hmm. So if you see here, you have basically $4.27 is the average used that it's been selling. And you can see that average has actually been climbing. We can actually deep dive further into this data, but I don't want to bore you guys to death. But I know for sure the last one standing, they were really selling for the $6 range, the most previous. And we can actually look at that.
Yeah, I was saying real quick, as you can see, there's 14 that have been sold in the past 6 months used, and only 2 are
available.
These 8 here are yours, and they're placeholders. They're not actually going to be sold for this price.
It's a placeholder. There's obviously more than 8. I mean, this was a placeholder. I just wanted to put that out there for demonstration purposes. Yeah. Now, look, if you scroll, like you see where it says current items for sale and it says used. If you go up and it says view older version, it's a little click right there to the right. Yep. Click that. Now, what this is going to do is this is actually going to show you on a month-by-month basis. And this is why I was telling you, basically, these used were selling for $6. I mean, the month of April, they were selling for about $6. All the $3 got swooped up. And then sometimes you have to actually ask yourself, because you're buying from people, and sometimes you're buying from businesses. And you have to ask yourself, like, $3, and then you have to kind of drill down and check out stores and things of that nature. One just sold for $5.17. So this is where I leave it out to you, the audience, as to pricing it and what would it be priced at. And one hint is that there are only 4 options. The other hint is that it's less than $12. And I'm pretty much ready to draw whenever you are.
You ready to reveal the truth?
Let's do it. And look, I came to this number by asking many people what their opinions were, because I didn't know. I don't want to, I want to be able to serve the community. I want to be able to provide value. I don't know. You know what I mean? And folks that are looking for this or possibly other things, obviously my store has a lot of variety. I'm working on expanding on that, but so let's see, who do we have for the A, B's, and C's? What are the numbers again? What was A? Hang on, can you zoom that in? No, is that possible?
I do not know how to zoom Discord.
Okay, no worries. So what is A? Can you read it off? A is how much?
So we had A as 850, B as 950, C as 1050, and D as 1150. We do have votes in each category, so there is guaranteed a winner.
Which one has the most votes?
It looks like B has the most at 950.
At 950.
But then C is second with 1050, and then A with 850, and D with 1150 with 3.
Okay.
So
and
10,
you
7,
know
5,
you know what the answer is, right? You know what the answer is?
Unless you have changed it, I do know what the answer is.
No, I haven't changed it.
All right.
All right. So all right, let's just say there's 9 people. How do we pick a winner?
All right.
So
that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the thing on who is in the categories, and we'll find some website for like a wheel or something, and we'll put all the names on the wheel and spin the wheel and see who wins. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So the final answer is, I'm going to let you say it so I don't get it wrong.
Go ahead, you do it. You remember it.
Okay. It was 1050, which
C.
was C. So here we have Everett, Smoke Up Johnny, Ment Z74, Bulldog, Kenny, and Bricko all were correct.
I'll tell you what. And the other thing about it is Bricko has experience with Bricklink. Kenny has experience with Bricklink. Who were the other ones? Never mind. Those guys have experience with.
Random wheel spinner, I guess. I don't know if this website's going to work. Should have probably set something up like this beforehand, but here we go.
Whatever.
All right.
Oh, look. Oh, man. Gentleman in the chat over here. So that's it, Everett? Or is that the spin?
I have to add all the names real quick.
Cool. Oh, this is neat. I like it.
Alrighty. So let me just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we got 6 names there.
All right.
All right. So
spin to win.
Who is ready to spin to win? Let's see here. Is there any fun settings we can do? No, we're just gonna let it spin. All right.
I don't.
Let's see here. Control.
This is
Control
new.
Enter. Here we go. I don't know how long this is gonna spin for.
All right.
But we got 3.
Let's go.
2, and 1. 1. Oh,
Did it
that
spin?
little clicking sound, it's spinning. And the winner is Ment Z74.
Ment Z74. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations to everybody else that picked the right column, because it's not very easy. Like I said, I had consulted with a number of people as to what to price this thing at, and that's where we came up with that number. And quite honestly, it's going to be less than 1050, but it's going to be more than 950. It's just 1050 is the number. I'm actually going to change it right now. I am going to change it to the correct price right now as we speak. And congratulations. Hit me up on Discord and give me your shipping info. We'll chat it out. We'll talk it out and ship this thing out to you for free. Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. So congrats there, and hopefully we can
Congratulations.
do more fun stuff like that in the future.
We will. I mean, look, if anybody has any ideas, I mean, I'm 100% open to it. I would love to. I would love to do a lot of these things, like interactive things for the community, and provide, you know, any sort of whatever I could, provide value in any way possible.
Yep, and we're still in early thoughts, but we are thinking of other ways to do giveaways, which we're still thinking on it, but there is a chance that we will have other ways to do giveaways in the future. Stuff like that, but we'll figure something out.
The price is updated, and instead of never assembled, I'm actually putting never assembled, and the sword is actually going to be included. So you can see here, this is not the right color sword. This is a different color sword. This is my own personal one. This is like a tan one, but the one that you're getting, I think the color is flat silver. So sword included.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all I have.
So yeah. So congrats to Mentz. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but yeah. And I don't think that there's anything else that we were planning on talking about, unless you had something else you thought of.
No. I mean, no. I mean, I typically run a lot of the things, just like kind of what we were talking about before. I typically utilize the Bricklink inventory system that basically shows you, and that's the majority of sellers. But with certain things like this, I'm going to include the sword. So I just actually priced it at 1033. So 1033 is the actual number, but we can't call that 950. We'd have to call it 1050. So that's the story.
Yeah. So if you are interested, there it is. You can actually message Brickspert about it, because I think you were saying something that you might be able to work out something for players of the game if you message.
Players in the game. We'll come up with some sort of an arrangement with an invoicing method through Bricklink, and I can provide discounts. So there is, request an invoice, and let's do this. Request an invoice and message the word Brickdown,
All right.
and
So
we'll
there
know
you go.
exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So once again, if you're interested in joining the Discord, it will be in the shop below. If you're interested in looking for those Scarlet minifigures, you can look them up the way that we showed you. The XML file is in the Discord as well. Or you could go to brickspert.com, which is in the description, and that'll link you to the page where you can find the Scarlet. But otherwise, I think that's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
Good talk.
hopefully next week we will have something, either a new logo or a banner or something. We're literally
If we
gonna
don't,
go. We're literally
if we
gonna go
don't,
talk to him now. So
if we don't, we need somebody to step up and help us because we're in rough shape.
yep. But
All right.
yeah, appreciate everybody coming out. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did like it, and we'll catch you Thursday. Well, I'll catch you Thursday for
Definitely
building the
like
Lego
and
house.
subscribe. I mean,
Definitely.
we're only improving. You got to understand. I've got zero experience in any of this. I don't think that you have, we're just kind of, we're just in the garage, just chopping it up. So
For sure.
definitely like and subscribe. Appreciate that.
Yep. So,
See ya.
yep. See you guys next week or Thursday. Sorry.